All right. So, last we left our brave adventuring crew party. Um, we're heading into the Mournlands after navigating successfully. We came across some sort of weird drake-like creatures that had been affected by the mists. It seems that things in here behave differently and act differently. Here are finding out some properties of the lightning rail that may or may not be transfused to beings. And before long, coming across a abandoned depot. After scouting out some of the buildings, you saw a bedroll and a pack. Continuing on into the buildings, some holes in the ground, and Bellalore giving a warning to not come any closer. Upon finding that she had been petrified, Ghost and Vargir looked down the hole to the eye of a basilisk, petrifying Ghost and Vargir turning to his blind sight and ensuing in combat down a hole with the rest of the party, spells flying, shields throwing. You managed to defeat this beast just as it was reversing its way out of the opposite hole. The tunnel shakes as Puck recomes up to consciousness. But we're going to focus over to Ghost. Ghost. As you are frozen, you can still see and hear everything happening around you. You see your party starting to fight this thing. Vargir disappears down the hole. Molokov follows closely. Puck follows closely behind with Molokov quickly in tow. Hera runs across. She's pulling out scrolls and scripts and reading things off pieces of paper. You can't quite hear. It's kind of a muffled sound. But all you can do is just watch. All you can do is watch these people that you have brought into this place disappear. 1, 2, 3. They go down the hole. You try to speak, nothing. You try to move your foot, nothing. And everything starts to become clouded. It's almost like you can feel the mists encroaching in on you. Your vision starts to become a bit blurry around the sides. Can you give me a wisdom check, please?
$12.
12. You try and focus in on the last person standing up here. It's Hera. And she is reading some sort of language you don't understand. As you focus in on it, the mist the cloud that is coming around your eyes starts to become almost a brownish, reddish tinge. And the thing is you can't even dart your eyes. You're kind of almost looking straight at this hole. You then see Hera turn to you and give you a puzzling look before she jumps down the hole, leaving you alone in this room. What would you like to try and do?
Boy. Sort of feeling very alone at the moment. Not sure if they're going to be okay. Not sure if I'm going to be okay. Complete unknown. The terror's past now. It's almost been sitting on my mind for so long that it's become numb. I think the only thing Ghost can do is he goes back to a place from about 7 years ago, sitting on a pew in a small temple with an older elven man. And remembering what he told him is that it's not it's not the things that happen to us that define us, but what we learn from them.
You try and think back to this moment, and you think you can see yourself sitting on the pew. You can see the elven man sitting there, and he does say this to you, and you hear it, but you know that you're thinking of a memory. You can't quite fully put yourself there as you keep coming back into this room with this hole in the ground. And then you hear the scratches around the outside of the walls. Something's trying to get in.
I'm gonna try and turn my head.
You turn it. You see a shadow pass by the window.
I take a step forward.
You take a step forward. And as you do, you hear a squelch as you look down and the floor is covered in blood.
Is the hole still there?
The hole's still there, yeah.
I'm gonna track which way that shadow was going. Pull a crossbow.
Sure. It seems to be going counterclockwise around as you see it pass each window, and it covers the whole window.
Thing's big. I'm back around the hole, tracking it towards whatever the nearest entrance is that it's heading towards.
Sure, it'll be the big open door at the front of the depot, so it's kind of coming around this way. And as you do, you ready your crossbow. And when it should pass by the door, nothing appears.
Stop for a second. And remember the 4 people that just jumped down a hole to fight the beasts that just petrified me. I think I have to help them. Look down into the hole.
You turn around and look down into the hole to see 4 bodies. 2 tabaxi, a bugbear, and a halfling. And as you look down, you feel almost goosebumps on the back of your neck as something big is shadowing you from behind. And you hear whispered in your ear, "Rage." And you snap back. Hera, you look over to Ghost as he is just petrified over in the corner. Puck, you awaken with dust crumpling on top of you, and Vargir, you finish the final blow to this basilisk. The floor is the party's.
Fuck was that,
You are muted, Seb.
Thank you. I think instantly what Vargir will do is just run back to Puck and see if he needs help, if he needs healing.
Okay. You run back down into the tunnel, and it is, again, like I said, it's not mechanical or anything, but the tunnel shook because this thing fell down. So little bits of, rock and stuff are still dropping down, but you see Puck on the ground. He's awake now. Puck?
Yeah, you actually find him partway down. He was crawling towards the way that you guys had all run off. Like the light dagger is like between his teeth, and he's like bloodied all down one arm, but he's crawling along, just trying to get back to be helpful. But he's definitely panicked at the ceiling, feeling like it's collapsing on him. He's not in a good place.
I'll just kind of grab you and kind of like fling you onto my shoulder and say you'll be all right as I start taking him towards the party again onto this side.
And you feel like this tenseness in him, but like once he's on the shoulder kind of thing, and just sort of relax a little bit. It's just, thoroughly exhausted and beaten.
Molotov, I believe you're in the kernel as well. Molotov?
Yeah. Shit, is the little one okay?
He took a pretty big hit. I think he'll be fine. He just needs to rest.
I can maybe help. Have one of these, and I'll hand you a small vial. Assuming you take it back and cast it your wounds.
Like blood-stained teeth. Just, like, needs help, like holding his arm up to lift it up to drink.
Yeah.
That's 6 points of healing.
Oh, so much better. Yeah, and it just like washes over him and like just starts getting some strength back. Some of the wounds start to close. He'll probably let himself be carried out of the hole though. It doesn't feel strong enough to climb out yet.
Yeah, I'll definitely help.
But once I'm out, I'll ask to be put on the ground.
I'll turn to Molotov as well while I'm here and I see one of those vials. I'll say, hey Molotov, I wouldn't mind if you wouldn't borrowing one of those vials. I would like to kind of collect some of the poison that's in this beast.
Of course. Thought you were going to ask for one yourself. I'm fresh out, but
No, I'm
have an
fine.
empty one.
Thank you. Would you mind helping me at some point with it? I'm not really good at this kind of stuff.
With what exactly?
Collecting some of the poison.
Oh, yes, good call. Yes,
Should we deal with Ghost first?
First, of
I
course.
agree. We have a frozen member of the party.
Does anyone know how to do anything about that?
In my brief studies on medicine, have I ever encountered anything that cures petrification?
You can give me a medicine roll. I'm going to say at disadvantage.
On top of that, could because I've got proficiency in medicine as well. Is there like any natural herbs or anything that I've came across for like petrification?
Give me just a straight medicine check.
That's a 13 total.
Us, that same.
13 total?
Yeah.
Racking your brains and even maybe having a discussion back and forth of some shared notes, you definitely know that this kind of thing can be cured. It is not a... From your knowledge, you almost can assess that this is not deadly. Ghost is in no trouble other than outside effects. If you left him out in the cold, he could freeze to death. but he is just petrified. And there probably would be a way to resolve it. You just can't quite think of it at the moment.
DM, when we investigated and we found like the bed roll and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
were there any notebooks or anything that were there?
Yeah, I think
Research
Ghost went.
notes,
I
that
think
kind of
Ghost went through it, and there were scraps of paper, notes, and journals and stuff like that.
You see a stone notebook in Ghost's hand.
He didn't take anything. He didn't take anything from the pack. No.
I had left everything there. It was just clocked in here.
I'll let them know. I'll say maybe like, Hera, do you want to come with me? There might be some notes on this in the research that was left in the camp here.
Oh, yeah, it's a good idea.
I'll lead. Oh gosh, I can't click my little guy. Here we go. Go back into there, and start digging through papers and reading all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
See if there's anything about it.
Sure.
How to cure it.
We'll come back to you guys in a sec. If anyone else wants to do anything, Vargier and Malakov.
I think I'll just look at Molokov and then look at Ghost and go, so do we lie him down or?
From my small understanding, you can see and hear. I don't think he'd appreciate just staring at the ceiling.
Ghost, for your
Hey,
benefit
Ghost.
as well, the muffledness has kind of faded away. You can hear clearly. There's like a slight kind of filter on it, because
Yeah, it's like having cotton shoved in your ears. But
correct, yeah. But if they're standing in the same room as you can definitely hear them.
I definitely imagine Molokov, because he's never actually seen it in real life. This whole time we were having this discussion, trying to figure out if we knew what to do about it. He's probably like right up in your face, like looking at things.
And Vargas behind him like, Ghost, you'll be okay. It's gonna be fine. Don't panic.
You're like way too loud, like
Yeah.
like a dad on.
It'll
on
be
Skype.
okay. Yeah, that's all I do.
Cool.
Yeah, I could hear them from the other side.
Yeah, but apart from being silly, I don't think. Oh, unless you wanted to do the whole basilisk thing.
I think we'll do that in a bit. Maybe we shouldn't leave Ghost by himself.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool.
Hera and Puck, you go back over to the camp house, we'll call it, and inside, just as before, the stew has kind of almost boiled completely away now. It's just heating the pot. But yeah, there's the bedroll, there's a pack that clearly has been opened by Ghost, but you can go over to there. You can give me an investigation with advantage, Puck, or you can both make separate ones.
I think I'd be probably looking through as well.
Yes,
I'm
okay.
gonna just kick out the fire as well while we're there.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say, is it like a
Like a
fitting?
Move it.
fire with a thing over the top with the pot.
Yeah, can we just shift the pot at least off the fire
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
thing so it's not.
That's easy enough. And you want to put out the fire as well, so there's no smoke?
If we can get the thing off it, that's fine. That's all I really cared about.
Okay.
if you let it cool, you'll have a soup brick for later.
Oh, I find nothing.
So what was it? An investigation?
Investigation, please.
There's a natural 20 for a total of 26.
Oh, alrighty.
That is a natural one.
That's the way you want to play it. That's the way you want to play it. You kind of go through the pack in detail, taking one thing at a time and looking through it. You do find in the pack there is about 70 silver pieces.
Leave those for now.
There is a sort of maybe tennis ball sized orb, and it has two gold rings around it that make like they cross. So one's going this way, one's going that way. And inside it is a tiny little red, almost like orb of liquid. It's kind of like one of those magic 8 balls. And as you move it around, the orb of liquid stays in the same spot. You find 50 foot of rope. And three journal/books. One of them has a title on it. It looks a bit like a novel. It's called Confessions of a Mad Monk. And the other one doesn't seem to have a title. It's kind of like a leather-bound notebook. As you open it up and kind of do a flick through and then kind of do a slower pull through, you do find a page on it that has a sketch of the creature that you just fought.
Yep.
Next to it are some notes.
Yep. I'll put it down like on a desk or whatever there is in there.
Yep.
And we'll both start poring over it.
Sure. As you start to read through it, you get the sense that this creature was a basilisk. They have been heard of before. The history is a bit unclear, but they seem to come where weird, almost an arcane energy sits. They kind of follow that. And by looking at this creature's eye, it petrifies its food. And then when all threats have been eliminated, it will come back and eat the food. And it has a sort of poison in its bite. This poison is a little bit harmful, but what it does is it unpetrifies the food as it's eating it. So you get the sense that the poison from the basilisk, although still poisonous, will unpetrify.
Yep. So it looks like it does this so that it can actually eat what it consumes.
Almost like a process it goes through every time. Was Argir not saying something about extracting the poison?
I think he was. It sounds like, I don't know, I took a pretty big bite and I like looked down and I just still got like puncture wound after puncture wound. Like they're not bleeding so much anymore, but like just like full of holes across my stomach and chest.
Full of holes.
Yeah, and then I looked down and like, well, I don't know, I got bitten by it and certainly felt like something was injected into me. Don't know where it is, but let's see if they can't do something about that for Ghost and Balinor. I don't know if we have to put its saliva on them or what, but that seems like our best bet.
It's anything like how a snake would work. I would imagine there's a small hole and maybe one of the teeth that almost gets pushed down with the pressure when it,
I'll look down again.
Yes.
Now you did take poison damage, Puck, but you are not poisoned.
Yeah. Just flavor.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Well, let's go let them know and see if they can't work out how to do it.
Can you guys give me a perception check, please?
Reese, while they do that, is it just a quick question? Is there a reason why I've got that
I think it's because you were underground.
Oh yeah, you're underground.
Okay.
Let me get rid of that for you.
I was just making sure. I was like, am I dying?
No.
Right. 19.
Perception?
Yep.
12.
12 and 19. As you're both discussing this, you're kind of looking at the book and Kira, you might be kind of like taking a couple of the notes as well. And just as you kind of pack things up, and I'm assuming you're leaving the rest of the pack there, you don't want to take everything with you.
Yeah.
You hear outside the cabin, kind of to the west, you hear, nothing's going to be here. I kid you. Voices.
Oh, shit. What is it?
Shit. I'll you take this notebook and go to them. I'll have a look and you can contact me in a minute.
Okay.
I'm gonna so you do what you do.
I'll just sort of tuck the book and just gonna say, no, because that's the other door, so that's like that. I'll just sort of head down there and then try and sort of actually I might just slink around that corner straight away.
Yep.
Go like up the way.
Um, nice. You kind of go out and just slink around the corner. Puck, you want to head to another building, or do you want to have a look at from this one?
I want to fling the grappling. Oh, no, I'm pretty weak at them. Whatever. I think I'm going to
Commit.
rush. Yeah, it's one of those things. Like I'm like technically I'm actually not as bad anymore, but whatever, for fun. I'm going to run outside if I can. I'll go out there.
Yep.
And then like try and peek around a corner. But as I do, I'll just sort of like, and then that's what that's for. Is that Swift Scale's just going to hunker down?
I'm not even going to get you to roll for that.
So he's just going to like hunker down and curl up to make himself less obvious.
Yeah, sure, because he's down here.
Yep, and he'll run if there's danger.
Okay. You look around the corner down the rail line and you see 3 figures kind of coming out from the mist. It's not like they're coming through a fog line, it's just the vision is kind of a bit skewed at a distance. 3 figures. Standing quite tall, quite buff. And they've kind of got, not rags, but leathers on, and it looks kind of mishmash put together, but at the same time it looks well put together. You see...
Look like
what?
Yeah. Oh, is it, like, do they like packs on, like they're travelers?
One of them has a pack, a double strip, like, a backpack. Another one has like a satchel, and the third one doesn't. And of the 3, there is one that resembles an orc. Jaw kind of protrudes a little bit, teeth pointing up, got a bit of a scar on the face. They're still at a distance, so it's a bit hard to make out details. The second one is of human nature. It's kind of got a wide brimmed hat on, kind of one of those scarves that people wear in hot weather. And the third one is a bit different, something you haven't seen in a while, or if ever, I'm not sure with Puck. But it has metal arms and a metallic face. As the third one is a warforged. You see a javelin on its back and a sword in its hilt. They come closer as they are inspecting the pylons. You hear the front one, the human, say, "As soon as we can look through this place, I don't think we'll find any silver here." "What is it for again?" The Warforged turns and goes, "Tarav's orders were to find silver. We'll take it to the artillery machine. To get it working, we need a little bit more. We'll meet the rest back there. These buildings look promising. Go, have a look." You see the orc go, "It's nothing but scrap here." All right, and they start heading to this building here.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Has Hera contacted me yet?
No, so here, you run into the building, and you see Vargir and Molokov kind of discussing Ghost, and Ghost is standing there, frozen.
I will probably hand the book to Molokov, and sort of probably would have been running, like, holding the book with my thumb in as a bookmark and, like, squeezing the book around my thumb so I can hand it to him, sort of opening it to the page. And I'll be like, we might need to get poison from the beast to help our friend. But there is possibly more
Could you stop
people,
tapping the pencil?
possibly more people coming into the town. Puck's gone to have a look. Maybe we keep quiet and stay out of sight. And then I'll sort of come down to the corner where the like room is is open, and from there I'll sort of try and see if I can spot where Puck is, and then grab the earring and what does it look like? Friend or foe?
Not sure. They're looking for silver. I think we need to let them know we're here.
Okay. I guess I let these guys know.
Molotov,
Yes.
you go collect the poison. Go in the underpassage. Probably better if they don't know all of us are here. I can head out.
Okay, but I'm not gonna collect the. I'm gonna be watching. I don't know what's about to happen, and I'll probably sort of stay in this building, but just sort of get low and.
All right.
I'll use the message one more time, and I'll say to Puck, try sneak back to us. We better to approach as a group.
Yep.
I think as he says this, they're probably reaching this first building.
Were they wearing any like matching sigil or symbol or anything like that, or colors or anything?
Give me a
So
perception
they were well
from
put
where you are.
together.
Yeah, give me perception.
That would make it a 13.
13. Hard to tell of any sigils or anything from this distance, as they are kind of rounding into the building as well. What I more mean is that it's leathers and stuff. It's not like they've bought a suit of leather armor, but they've obviously put it together from random bits, but it is well put together. They don't look, homeless or ragged. It looks like they have acquired bits and pieces, and they know which bits and pieces go where.
Okay.
But as they approach this first building, you hear the human go, "Oh, well, looks like we'll be eating well tonight," as this was the food storage.
Yep, I'll try and stealth back to the other guys.
Okay. I think that's fine. Come back through the building, and you are all in that main building at the moment. You've lost sight of them now.
Sure. I will say there's 3 of them. There's an orc, there's a... what
Human.
did we say the word was? Steelborn?
Hmm.
There's an orc, there's a steelborn, and there's a human. They're looking for silver. They seem to be working together.
Give me a history check.
History is a... Where's history? It's alphabetical. There it is. 14.
A 14. Another name for a Warforged would be Awoken.
Okay. Cool. I probably use the other term just because I've been told recently that that's what they like to be called. I'm like, okay, sure. Don't want to offend anyone, man.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, cool. And I'll say, yeah, they seem to be working together. They mentioned Tariv's orders, if anyone knows anything about that. But I think we should let them know we're here and let them know we're not here for a fight if they're not.
I agree, but it might be nice to get Ghost back up and running. Have the bodies. It's a liability if he's frozen stuck.
Perhaps
I don't know
they
how
could
long we have.
be of assistance to helping our friends.
I bloody hope so.
I don't want to be in anyone's debt.
Why don't a couple of us go and make ourselves known? Let them know there's more, and the others can stay here and try and sort out Ghost.
I agree.
Vargia, you're big and scary. Do you want to come?
Sure.
Okay. Well, Molotov, why don't we sneak under the tunnel and go and see if we can acquire that poison?
Keep checking in on us.
For sure.
Vargia, do you want to get her back, and I'll come with you, and we'll go out through the center of town.
Sounds good.
There's trouble.
I
Will do.
What
So,
do you think? No, I asked Ghost what he thinks.
As I'll step out onto the corner here, and I'll kind of whistle for Obak to come follow behind, like just follow behind me.
Sure. As you move into the center, you see that they are coming out of this first building and kind of heading to the second one. You now see this orc, human, and warforged approaching up, but you call Obak into the center and they look up. You see the orc and the human both pull out crossbows.
I'll kind of put my hands up. Whoa. Just a friend.
Don't meet many out here.
You've come out onto the porch as well?
Yeah. I was
Cool.
coming with him.
The warforged puts his hand on both their shoulders and steps kind of in front of them. Well, that's far enough.
All right.
Is he saying that to us?
Yes.
I'll look at him and I'll say, I think that's far enough from you. You're encroaching on us.
I have no reason to move forward until you give me one.
Good. Then we're in agreement. We're not looking for a fight.
As I kind of like look to Puck and I go, why does he talk like that?
Do you remember the really big robot we found?
I don't. I never saw it.
Oh, okay. Well, you probably heard the others talking about it. Maybe.
Yeah.
As you so go, Puck.
Yeah, I was like, he's a living machine.
Oh, like one of those Wokins. I've never seen one.
As you say this, you hear it go, "We go by many names since the end of the war. But talking about us rather than to us can be considered offensive."
Apologies. I didn't mean to come across rude.
Just curious. What are you doing out here?
Our business is our own. What are you doing out here?
Helping a friend, but as you say, your business is yours, ours is ours.
See the orc kind of come up to him by the side and go, "Say, you don't think they've got silver on them, do you?" Now. Puts his hand back. "My friend here can get a little greedy. We're looking to acquire some silver. Would you be able to partake in giving to our cause?"
That means we'll be left peacefully. No trouble.
What is
Peace.
your cause?
Before you say that, he goes, "Peace is my only prerogative. I require silver, and we'll be on our way. You can enjoy this." Kind of like turns around, you see him like, you see his eyes kind of like taking in information. Paradise of a place.
What's this cause we'd be donating to?
See him think. The human kind of comes up and goes, "We don't know these people from a stick and a stone. Why don't we?" And he's just like, now.
I believe if we're going to donate to some form of charity, we should know exactly what we're donating to.
Of course. You see, we have found something out in the mists that requires silver to get operating. A tool. For our... I don't like to use the word master. Boss, I think you say.
And who's your boss?
That is none of your concern.
DM question.
Yep.
The mists are a result of something cataclysmic that happened during the war, aren't they?
The mists are... Give me a history check.
I'm rolling well. This is great. History, that's a modified 20.
Yep, that's cool. The Mornland used to be a place called Sire. And what happened was something cataclysmic happened, which turned it into the Mornlands. No one is 100% sure of what happened. There are conspiracies, there are theories, so on and so forth. But that is what... Something that consumed the whole nation of Sire basically made the rest of Eberron be like, "Whoa, okay, let's make a peace treaty. This has gone too far. Something happened.
Okay. I'll say if peace is your goal, isn't awakening something that could have caused this not necessarily a good idea?
See him just stop for a second. Have you ever researched something? Wanted to understand how it works?
Some things are better left unknown, though.
Agreed. Though we did not come for a philosophical lesson. Do you have the silver we require?
I'm going to walk forward.
Okay. You see the orc and the human kind of their grips tighten, but the crossbows are still pointing at the ground.
As I walk towards,
I'll stay very close to Puck.
Sure.
Yeah. As I walk towards him, I'll say, "Your friends are might tetchy for such a small one approaching you."
Would you blame
Not
them?
intimidated in the slightest.
Yeah. Would you blame them when we said that was far enough?
You asked me to give you silver. How do you expect me to get it to you?
You can leave it on the ground.
I'm gonna keep walking, but slow down.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start reaching very slowly into my pouch,
Sure.
and I'll take out 50 silver.
Okay.
Puck, is
I'm
this a good
gonna
idea?
just sort of.
Say again.
I'll throw it on the ground.
Sure.
we just
How close do you want to get to them?
I reckon I'm gonna stop either here or here, like one of these two.
Okay.
And then probably here, and I'll throw the money into the one in front of me.
Yeah, and again, you see this orc and human. They clearly have been told not to aim at you. You know what I mean? Like they are very clearly following orders when they do not want to be. Like they are. You see that fingers on the trigger on both of them behind this, and the Warforged is just standing there with his kind of arms not crossed, but like holding like this in front of him. Now that you're this, give me a perception check here. Varga, you can give me one as well if you want.
Perception. That's a 13.
That's a 3.
3. The 13, you do see that there is some kind of signet holding his cloak together, like he's got kind of a shawl over, but the details at this distance insignificant. You toss forward the pouch of 50 silver and it falls into the dust.
I'll just stand there looking at it for a moment, and then I'll back off. I'll keep looking at them, but I'll back off.
Okay.
Yeah, back off a bit. And I'm just going to stand there and watch.
You see the Warforged turn to the orc. Gives it a little nod. The orc flings the crossbow on his back and walks forward. See him like, kind of like, he doesn't crouch, but he kind of like kneels down, eyes on you, picks up the bag. Did you actually put 50 silver in there?
Yep.
Yep, cool. Kind of looks at it, gives it a bit of a way, turns back to the Warforged, gives a nod. Warforged nods back, and he starts heading back to the Warforged. Falls back in line, pulls up the crossbow again. We thank you for your cooperation. As agreed, we will leave this town to you.
Take that as a kindness.
I hope you remember us if we cross paths again.
If we do, what is your group called?
Kind of looks around. We have not given ourselves a name, but I am Korg.
I'm Korg. I'm made of rocks.
I'm made of metal.
Oh gosh, yep.
There it is.
My one is spelled with a C. C-O-R-G. I didn't even think about that.
Okay.
You see the Warforged go to turn around, and the human goes, "Hey! Is there more of you in there?"
Yes.
As I said, we're here helping a friend.
Do you think we... And the Warforged just puts a hand up and goes, now. There is no need to look into their business. And he starts walking. This way. Just face complete to you, walking away. You see the orc and the human kind of like... They've got their crossbows pointed, again, like kind of at your feet, but still in your direction. And they kind of look back and forth, look at each other, right, throw the crossbows on the back and start jogging after this Warforged. It's taking a bigger strides than they are, so they kind of got to do like a power walk to keep up with them. But they do start heading out.
Yeah.
Would you like to do anything?
Yeah, I'll turn to Vargir. A lot of tension leaves the shoulders. The hand that had like snuck to like my hip quiver is like just slowly moving back to normal.
Yep.
That was unpleasant. I might go and make sure they are actually leaving. Do you think that's okay?
Just take care of yourself. You took a pretty big hit before.
I don't think I'll be seen.
Okay. I'll see how the others doing.
And tell Hera that, what the fuck? She was meant to check in with us.
Cut to them dead in the tunnel.
We just like
Accidentally stabbed themselves with poison.
Yeah.
We all go in and they're all turned to stone because they didn't shut the dead thing's eyes.
During this interaction, before we follow them, Kira and Molokov, were you doing anything under the tunnel?
Probably trying to move relatively quickly because don't know what's going on upstairs.
Yeah.
Trying to follow the book and extract the poison if we can.
Okay. I'm gonna say, so you follow the book. Here is almost like trying to interpret the scribbles, and you see this thing, and you open up its like gum, and you see these two fangs protruding out, and just like Hera said, you see a little tiny hole at the end of the fangs. So you try and work out the best way to get the vial there and push in and get the poison out. Can each of you give me a survival check?
Natural 20.
There we go.
Or something. 21.
Survival check is a 12.
Okay. Between the two of you, you do work out a system of trying to get out this poison. And you fill the vial maybe about halfway before just none more comes out. You take it that it being dead has something to do with it. From what the notes say and from the measurement of your vial, and you can compare your notes and stuff like that, this is enough for one dose of unpetrification. But as you finish that, we've caught up with the timeline, I'd say. And Puck, you're following them?
Yeah, I'm stealthing, and yeah, I'm gonna go probably to the north side of that building.
Sure.
Yeah, and like stealthy as I can, just watching them go.
Sure. Give me a stealth check. And I'm gonna roll against this one.
Great.
I think I probably was meant to keep in touch, and then seeing that I rolled kind of lower on that, was probably got quite involved and very interested in how it was all working. Could hear conversation in the background and didn't sound like yelling or anything. It sounded just like talking, so I was like, hey.
For sure.
I'm just gonna pop back in and just stay with Ghost, make sure he's again, just keep him company. It'll be okay.
That's a modified 20 on the stealth.
20. You creep up around the building, and you see that they have gone through the first building and taken a couple of foods, thrown it in their packs, but they are walking away, and as the mists kind of start consuming their figures, it seems like they are still headed in the same direction.
Great. I'm going to follow them for a little bit, so I've moved to here.
Okay.
And then like I guess I'd move to here.
Yep.
And I'd move to here, kind of thing, as they go, just to make sure and to see kind of which direction they're going.
Sure. Let's go perception on
Yep.
the direction they're headed.
That's not good. That's a 10.
10. It seems like they're headed northwest.
Yeah,
But because their figures start to blur into the mist, it's almost like that mirage look. It's hard to tell if they're turning or they're
Is this place, so it's windless, right?
correct.
So footsteps like never disappear, like the moon?
It looks like their footsteps are left alone at the moment, unless something came across to the best of your knowledge.
Yeah, great. I'm gonna just run over to their footsteps and
Yep.
just like with my dagger, just like I guess like circle some of them or like put some marks around them to be
Okay.
like, I know that these are the ones. If I need to follow them, these are the ones to follow.
Sure.
I might write something. Do I speak Thieves' Cant? I do speak Thieves' Cant.
Oh,
I'm gonna write
nice.
something in. I don't know how much of a language that is.
No,
Like,
but it could be symbols and
Yeah, that's what I reckon. I'll do like some kind of symbols or something that
Yep.
I understand, but they're not like clear. Like if they were to come back and see them, they wouldn't know what they were.
sure. Yeah, I'll allow that.
Cool. And then, I'll watch them completely disappear. I'll probably hang around there for like another minute or two.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's other
So
things
let's
to do
go.
in that
Let's go
time.
back to the hut.
Just making sure they're not coming back, basically.
Sure. As far as you can tell at the moment, they have disappeared and they're not coming back. But like you said, it's only been 5 minutes, kind of thing. Hero Molokov, you come out of the tunnel.
Sort of see Varga there. Oh. Hey, take it our friends were peaceful then?
Yeah. Quite suspicious, but they minded their business, we minded our own. Puck's just gonna check and make sure that they've left.
What did they want?
They're looking for silver to power some tool that's lost in the moorlands. Puck gave
So
them
look at here. Like that slow like turn over and then turn back.
Puck gave them 50 silver and off they went. How's it going with Ghost? Did you get the poison?
We did. Unfortunately, I think there's only enough for one of them.
Well, it's gonna be Ghost.
Well, I agree.
I also agree.
And not just because he's right there.
We all look at Ghost, petrified.
How are we going to make him drink it? If he cannot move.
I think it's
Just like rub it
less
off.
kind than that. And I think we just stab him. That's how the beast does it.
I mean, we could probably just make a small incision and put the poison out. We don't have
Oh
to
yeah, of course. That's another way. Yeah, totally.
Was there any mention in the book as to how-
Vargas
how
just
to
poking his
apply-
teeth.
Before we go stabbing people,
Yeah.
I assume if there was mention of using the poison, was there any mention of how to apply the poison?
on the page.
I think with Puck's natural 20 on investigating that book, it would have said that you can apply it by drinking it. It has to get inside.
Yeah.
It didn't really say any methods of doing so, but it just has to go into your internal systems.
Yeah.
The stabbing's not wrong.
It's not wrong.
That's the result.
Look, I'll leave Ghost to you. I gotta go grab something.
See a man on a horse.
I see a basilisk about a head. I was told to bring the skull back. So I'm gonna pop along and start cutting the head off the basilisk
All right.
with my glaive, like a large giant lumber.
Yep. Sure. That'll take you some time.
Yeah, sure. That's what I was going to start now.
So we'll leave you to do that.
Sure.
And you are doing it in the tunnel.
Yeah.
And the rest of you are left with Ghost and Poison that is currently outside of him.
Yeah, let me just get out my masonry drill.
Currently outside of him. It's currently not poisoning his body.
He didn't happen to be surprised when he saw the thing, like his mouth was open, like.
No, I think they were looking over, like,
We could
I'm going to say there's a gap that you could possibly get something in.
Alright.
we could turn him upside down and
Shit.
That's what I was going to say. Put it in a pill.
I like to imagine.
I'm sorry, Ghost. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
This is worse than your vision.
no, I will sort of get up close and sort of like inspect his lips and see if there's maybe a way that we could angle him and very slowly pour it against his mouth to try and. I mean, we could just stab him. He's not the lethal.
like in the stomach or something.
I love the idea of Hera just like really trying to like figure out how to do this and just goes, we could just stab him.
Yeah, with the 3-pronged dagger.
My fork.
Yeah, I suppose I'll try and like
Yeah.
lower him and lie him down
Okay.
on the ground. It calls nothing, and I'll try and pour the vial.
Okay.
in his-
I'm going to say that it does take a little bit of time and accuracy to do, but there is no outside factors here, so you kind of pour it in. Ghost, fully aware of all this is happening, you get laid down and you feel this poison kind of start going through you, and your muscles kind of clench and unclench at the same time. You will take 5 points of poison damage.
I am unconscious.
Yeah. And he goes down. But you start to feel your fingers twitch, and one by one your muscles start to unpetrify as you come to.
So just the head suddenly flops back to the floor.
Donk.
The eyes closed. I can't tell if I would have been less mad if you'd stabbed me or shoved it up my ass.
Oh, we never thought about the ass. It's a good call.
Sort of hold my hand out towards Molokov.
I can pull you up.
Oh,
We
easy.
lost you there for a second.
Thank you. Just thank you.
Of course.
Glad you're all in one piece.
Like I said, we have each other's backs here.
Now, I will say, Ghost, you probably could hear the conversation outside but not make out what was being said.
Gonna allow you had me worried there for a minute. Thought I'd lost all of you. And then strange voices.
With what sort of strange voices?
Humans? Humanoid? Outside?
I think he means the folks that came.
Oh.
Here's Molokov thinking he's going crazy.
The voices?
They're gone now. We should have time to rest.
Oh. Rather than shaking off this muscle stiffness, I'm not so bad. Where's Puck?
Making sure our friends leave.
It shouldn't be far.
Is it maybe time to check on him? On him. Pointing at Hera's hearing.
Oh, yes, right. Oh, okay. I have to point in his direction, don't I?
We played this game as Gaslow.
Like a radio
And I
antenna.
mean,
Yeah,
it-
say like aerial.
He didn't go too far.
Vargi would have seen the direction I
yeah.
had anyway, like because I'm
Yeah.
following them.
You
That's
can
where
you
they
can
come
send the
across.
message here.
Oh, fuck, it is here. Have friends gone or have they killed you?
Middle of a fight, like.
I'm a little busy. No, they're leaving. I don't think they're coming back. At least not now. They took some food. I'll come back.
Okay. We've got Ghost up and running again.
Good. We have to get Balinor as well soon.
Ah, yes, of course. No.
I'll leg it. I'm gonna go get my dino. So as I run along, I'll give him another whistle,
Yep.
and he'll get up
Cool.
and shake it off, and like a dog, and then he'll come over, and I'll jump on him and come and bring him over to Obac.
Nice. So you all kind of join back up here. Vargir, you're still kind of hacking through this thing. But you're doing a clean job. And it's probably going to be like if you put your arms out like this. Sorry, if a human put their arms out like this, that's kind of the size of the skull.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's still going to take a little bit of time.
sure. I'm just drenched in sweat.
Yep.
Carrying on.
But Puck does join the other three.
Sweet. Oh, is Molokov here with me now, is he? No.
No, he's upstairs.
Oh, yes, yes, sorry. That's it. Cool.
You had a bit of a catch-22. You only had one dose of that vial, didn't you?
Correct. We figured, the devil lingo.
There's not more. We can't get more. Good to see you're back up, Ghosts.
Hey,
That thing.
you look like fucking shit.
I feel like it.
I might have something for that. Hello.
Everyone here seems to be able to heal me. It's great. I get a little bit here, a little
I
bit
laid
there.
on hands. Ian's cured wounds. Michael's doing
Just
stuff
like
that.
look expectantly at Hera, like, come on.
Yeah,
What are you
Hera, what the
contributing
fuck?
here?
Hera comes in. Hera comes in after you're dead.
Eye contact with you and just like blankly stare back.
I'll reach onto that bandolier and go to one of the lower sort of ovoid vials, click the end off, and a small needle shoots out. Not gonna lie, this one will sting a bit, but gets much better afterwards.
I like that you're happy to stab people.
He's got a syringe.
It's clinical.
It's clinical. I love that.
Anyway, come.
I was never confident enough to make one with a needle.
All right, one.
Ah!
It's kill wounds.
All right, roll for that.
Oh, heaps. That's my +4, 11.
Ooh,
Nice.
That's good.
I am feeling real good. Everything is healing up. I'm not quite full health, but I
That
could
was
take
just
another bite.
actually cocaine and MDMA.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I'm
could take
feeling
another bite
great.
right now.
Puck's
That's how I
like-
feel.
All your hit points just get replaced with temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Like just runs over to Varga, just going like, "I want to arm wrestle. Let's go."
Like your hit point maximum goes down by the amount of temporary hit points you get.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, part of the base for that is a stimulant, but does make you feel good.
I feel great right now. Thank you all. We can't get more of this cure. There's not more in it.
Not from this thing.
You see, that catch is that whilst I might be the devil you know, the one you don't probably knew more ways about curing petrification. That's her journal, right?
Yes.
One would assume.
Then it would have been easier to carry around. Maybe we did fuck up.
Did you try and find like the gland or anything that it secretes this stuff from?
I mean,
No,
what?
we got like the tooth, and we like no.
I don't know anatomy that well, but there'll be something behind that tooth. If we pull the tooth out, maybe we could see if there's any more.
I am.
It's not a bad idea.
Meanwhile, downstairs.
Yeah, Marcus got
I
his
was-
shirt off, fucking hacking at the head of this thing.
I was going to say, great ideas are coming forth, but little do you know, 10 feet under the tunnel, Vargir is hacking away at this thing.
I am.
I'm gonna make my way over there, and I'm gonna try and suggest that.
Sure.
Who found-
You can give me a nature or survival check to try and find this gland.
Survival or nature. They're the same for me. Let's do. That's 14. Let's go with nature, I guess.
You get Vargir to stop for about a second, looking up around, but it looks like from the combat and the already kind of not butchered, they did a good job of it, but the way that they got it out, this gland is no more.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a shame. Ghost,
Where-
could you still hear while you were in there?
Yeah, she's aware.
All right.
At least I am, for the most part. Where is she?
She's. I'll point. She was like here, right?
No, the next one over.
Next one over.
Next building.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Well, maybe someone should go and talk to her and let her know she's okay. But we probably have to take her back to town, see if they can do something at the temple, or she has friends who can help. There
And
was. Oh, actually, Ghost, you can discern magical essences, right?
If something's enchanted or carries some sort of property, yeah.
Come with me, and I'm gonna run over to there, back into the building, and I'm gonna get that orb out,
Oh yeah, sure.
and I'm gonna give it to Ghost. Maybe this can help her if you can work out what it does and what it is.
I'll need some time.
Let's.
why don't we go
should
check?
talk to her. Yep.
I will go to leave the building, stop, turn around, fold up the pack, put everything that's been spread out back in it, and just sling it over my shoulder.
Sure.
How's this head going?
It's almost done.
Okay.
You just want to make sure it's completely severed. It's, tied it up, no fangs are hanging out to bite anyone, stuff like that. The eyes closed. Yeah. But you're about done, I'd say.
I do just want to quickly call Hera over for a second.
Sure.
Hey, Hera, you know you can do the little head messagey thing, right?
I can do a couple of them, yes.
Well, if she's conscious, wouldn't you be able to just talk to her inside her head?
I believe she does need a whisper back.
She does,
Oh.
yeah.
Whisper. Okay.
Yeah.
I believe it is the actual voice that it amplifies, not just inside your. Imagine if you could see inside my head. Oh my.
A little
Okay,
shiver
well,
goes up Molokov's spine.
hey, also, do you want to ask Molokov if he can help me lift this out?
Oh yes,
Might be a two-person thing.
Molotov.
Comes over. Yeah, between the two of you, it's an effort, but it's easy enough. One person, it would definitely be, a task.
Sure. I guess we'll just do like a thing where like I'm at the bottom pushing it up and you're at the top pulling it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, just a little to the left.
Pivot!
Pivot.
Pivot!
Yes, you do. You do eventually get this basilisk's head out to the surface. You do notice outside, though, everyone, that as you're kind of moving around doing your activities and stuff, it's getting darker. The light seems to be fading, but as you look up, you still see that sun through the cloud kind of look. It's just getting darker, though. It doesn't seem to be setting.
I got to spot Ghost and instantly kind of just go, Ghost! And just kind of like approach him and then give him a very abrasive hug. Just going, glad you're okay.
Fucking Lord. Hey, for the record,
Sorry.
you don't have to yell. Oh,
Just glad to see you're okay, buddy. Pleasure having you back.
little sideways smirk. You're quite the companion. Thanks for your support. As obnoxiously loud as it was.
My pleasure. Now I can see it. Basilisk battle ahead.
He pulls up the basilisk head, and it kind of gives you a bit of like, whoa. Oh, okay, no, it's just the head.
He just turns sideways to Puck. I find it funny how he's still cutting the head off for the woman who's currently petrified in the other room.
I don't know she's there. I haven't seen her or...
True, no one's actually told you that she's there.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
A lot's been happening.
He's just cashing in on a bounty.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you get to see her yet?
Who?
Eleanor. She's petrified, and did I not? I'm
She's
so
fucking
sorry.
here?
She's like
What the
Ghost
fuck,
was.
dude? Where?
One building over.
What? As he's just gonna beeline for the door.
Yeah, you smash through and you see Bella sitting there, finger to her mouth, hand up, looking at this hole in the ground. Another one of these intricate tunnels that this thing has dug under this depot. But there she is. She is frozen in space, and
Dead stare her in the eye and just say, "You were so damn lucky."
the stare just looks back at you.
I rush in after him. Everything's okay. You know she can hear us, right?
I'm very aware now. Yeah.
Okay. The basilisk is taken care of. We're gonna have to get you back to town to get you de-petrified.
I make sure I'm standing in range of where her vision isn't.
Yep.
But we're hoping you were smart enough to sort yourself out. Solution. It's only a loner. Don't worry. See what we can do to help.
We probably need to rest tonight before we go, but we'll get you back and we'll get you sorted out.
Garunda's waiting for you. Can't wait to see you.
You're met with a blank stare.
I'll sit there and shop and pull out this Da Vinci-esque codex and start ritually casting Identify.
Okay, how long does that take?
10 minutes.
Okay. Anything else anyone would like to do in that 10 minutes?
I'm gonna go to where all the food was and the pot was, and I'm gonna start cooking us a nice dinner.
Absolutely.
I'm going to grab Bellinor and take her back into this space. Just kind of like carry her stone body.
Sure. So you're all kind of setting up camp where the fire is. Puck, you can definitely, there's more than enough as you look through this place. None of the food has gone off. None of it seems old or anything, so you can definitely put together quite a nice meal. You can also add 20 times rations to your inventory. As as you're cooking, you probably make some prep stuff, and whether you want to hand those out or anything, you can put together about 20 rations.
Yeah, I'll probably hand them out when we do dinner. So what's that one? There's 2 each, 2 days of rations each, along with dinner, just to get us home.
Love it.
I'll probably spend a minute or two, or probably intend on spending a minute to lose myself, and probably spend 5 to 10 minutes actually just sort of hanging out with the dead basilisk, sort of walking around, just sort of like looking at the wounds that we did to it, looking at what looks like it actually worked on it and didn't, like how tough its skin was and then where its soft spots were, and just sort of, and then get to the front and there's no head, it's just a fucking
Yep.
neck stub. And then keep walking around and just sort of spend a minute or two, probably light a cigarette and sit down next to it for a second.
Sure. Are you trying to discern anything in particular?
No, not really. Just looking at this strange beast that I haven't seen before.
Sure. You take in a couple of its properties and take some notes. You
Just sort of more feel the energy leaving it, knowing that it's re-entering somewhere else.
Give me an Arcana check.
That's a 10.
10. You do get a weird sense of the kind of air around you. Because strangely enough, I mean, it's only been a couple of minutes or an hour or so since this thing died, but it doesn't seem to be decaying. Much like the body you came across along the tracks. To your best knowledge, this is going to stay like this until someone changes it. It's kind of odd. That's very odd to, after what you've studied and stuff, for something to not decay.
Yeah. Almost doesn't really sit too well. I mean, sort of look at the end of the cigarette and think back to the body that we passed on the lightning round up here. Go to. Was there any storage room sort of thing?
Yeah.
Is it this one?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly which one I said, but I'm pretty sure that was a storage room.
And I'll look for any oil lanterns or anything like that, and some kindling. And I might just come back and actually just sort of open them up and douse a little bit of oil down the hole and flip the end of my cigarette down onto it and
Sure.
set it on.
You flick your cigarette down the hole and it catches, and you see it start burning the body, and then it starts burning the wooden floor of the building that you're in.
Oh, fuck. God, do we have any water? Is there water, guys?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I look back and Hannah running out of this burning building and just
Slap patches of wood that are on fire.
It is a large wooden building that is set on fire with oil. I'm gonna say you can roll me a high survival check, otherwise this building is going to be burning.
Oh no. This was not the plan. I was just trying to be helpful with the fucking...
I know.
How funny.
Okay, that's not terrible. That's a 17.
17. You grab your water pouch and throw it, and it doesn't seem to be enough as this building starts to ignite. It doesn't go beyond the building, but you'd probably want to move away from it.
Thank God.
As you see this column of black smoke just going straight up into the air.
Probably just standing a few footsteps back, obviously looking towards it, and my hands will just be on the side of my head, going like this.
I'm gonna come stand right next to Hera and just look at it and go, well, it's a pretty good dinner bell you made.
Oh no, this is... Oh.
If anyone
Relax,
didn't know
we've had
we were here, they
experiments
do
go
now.
worse.
What was that?
I just said, relax, we've had experiments go worse.
Ay,
You remember the apartment in O2?
oh God. Oh,
Well, if anyone didn't know we were here, they do now.
yeah, that was I didn't I was just trying to help with the body.
It's okay. We should just at least be cautious tonight. Maybe having it.
Look, I was already dubious about staying in this place for the night.
Jesus, that is a big fucking fire.
Yes, it is. Are you
Look,
doing
these men who came earlier, they know we're here. I
That's
already
correct.
don't like this. Maybe we move a little bit for the night.
Oh my goodness.
Ghost comes stumbling out of this building, still holding the thing and concentrating. Too hot, too hot, too hot, too hot, too hot, too hot. Okay.
I would say you would definitely identify this object by now. As you move it round
Too hot,
and,
too hot, too hot.
and start to see the reflection of flames on that building there, but you're a bit focused on this. It is about a tennis ball sized orb with 2 gold rings around it, and a little red, almost liquid dot in the middle. And no matter which way you turn the ball, the dot keeps re-centering itself on one side. You can add Orb of Direction
Yeah.
to your inventory.
Little compass.
I love that like you're gonna steal it from her and like literally show her that you're stealing it. It's like, this is mine.
This is cool.
And that's
I
just
like
to
this.
reveal what it is. I hit the wrong button. Now I have to wait for it all to load. There we go. Loading.
What is interesting here is that although this whole building is on fire, it's not a raging fire. It's just on fire. And the smoke gas is going up, but it doesn't look like it's looking out to other buildings or anything like that. It seems like it's just constant.
Because there's no wind, it wouldn't be spreading to other buildings, would it?
No.
That's handy.
Oh, silver linings, huh? Fucking rolling a cigarette.
Silver light.
Lights it on the fire.
Hey, do you mind if I steal one of those? As I point at your cigarette.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
I'm just.
What were you trying to do out of curiosity?
Well,
We were in there for like 10 minutes.
we burnt the other body earlier today, and something didn't feel right about leaving the body sitting there, and it's I was trying to be helpful, and so I used some of the oil from the storage room, and because that's flammable, and I didn't anticipate it to burn.
You
Quite
didn't
right.
expect wood to burn.
I like go to say something and then remember it's here and just don't say it. I just turn back and go join Puck, cook it as food.
Yes. So you all kind of...
I get an idea, and I sort of
Yeah.
puzzle together, and then I forget that there's a whole puzzle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess I do. Because I'm gonna turn around and walk away as well. Smoking one of your cigarettes. Jesus Christ.
So, admiring your handiwork here, I'm assuming you join the rest of them for dinner as you all kind of sit down and eat quite a good meal that Puck has served up for you all. But now you notice that the sky has dimmed to a almost bluish tinge. Weirdly enough, that orb in the sky is still there. It has just almost turned to a moon-like glow.
I was about to say, it doesn't, since we've been in the mist, it doesn't seem like that's changed position in the sky at all, other than the fact that we've turned ourselves around.
Correct.
It's just been hovering in a single spot.
Hey, before we get too comfortable, should we sort out who's gonna keep an eye on outside? I can see in the night. This fog's a bit annoying though.
It's not really going to do you much good anyway.
We've got the big old light.
I was going to say, there is a big orange glow coming from the center of town.
That's very true.
That's going to be burning all
I
night.
keep forgetting about that.
Sure it is.
I'm happy to do a watch.
Yeah, I'm happy to watch too.
All right. If we're ready to camp in for the night, if anyone wants to do anything else, Ghost, did you want to describe what this object was?
Hey, it's the fanciest fucking compass I've ever seen. Always points north. Toss it to Molokov. Unfortunately, it's no way to unpetrify someone.
That. Cool though. Sort of hand it back.
Aye. Which way did you said the strangers left town? They're heading back to the village.
No, they're heading off northwest.
Northwest. That would, in theory, still take them closer to the edge of the mist.
Did we tell you about what they wanted?
You've told me Jack Diddley is Scott.
I'll just relay what I relate to the others.
Sure.
They were,
Now that the whole party is here, so everyone knows.
Silver weapon.
Yeah,
Someone.
there's a tool somewhere in the Moorlands that is powered
They
by
didn't call it
silver.
a weapon. They
No, it's a tool.
said a tool. Yeah. Well,
Did I say? Yeah, powered by silver. They came by looking for some silver to power it up. I gave them some, and they left peacefully. That was the end of it.
Specifically silver?
Yeah, they were pretty.
I kind of looked at Molokov, but the DM, is there anything in my experience I've heard that uses silver as a power source?
You can give me a history or just a straight intelligence.
I think
And I'll say to Ghost as well. One of the leaders that was kind of in charge was one of those Woken steel guys. Never seen one before. It was pretty cool.
Huh. That is interesting.
What was your role?
7.
Doesn't you don't recollect anything that is powered by silver. Maybe you've heard of silver ammunition, but you know, like silvered weapons kind of thing. But that it's a stretch to connect the two. Unless they were smelting it down or something, you know.
Yeah, that would be my thinking. We have a priority. I think I have a priority. I want to get Bellinor out of here. See if there really is anything we can do to help her.
I agree. Be nice to get her into safety.
I can maybe work on something this evening to help with transport.
Was there a
If you need a OBAC,
medicine shop?
No, what I have in mind should be able to work itself.
okay.
There was actually a apothecary by the blacksmiths.
Perhaps they had some sort of vial.
Also, the church is there. They might be able to help.
Definitely. You definitely would know of restoration magic.
they seem to know who she was as well. So
Yeah, restoration magic is definitely. I mean, that's my alley.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's my natural. Like, I'm not like, oh, potions. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, go to church.
So you possibly
That's right.
have a couple of options back in town.
Forgetting fucking names for the minute. What's your name, Vargir? Jesus.
The big
Sorry.
one.
The day it's been a rough one.
That's all right.
You went to the church.
I did, yeah. I
About their
spoke with
mission.
Mother Johanna.
What were they looking for? What got stolen?
Church of the Silver Flame said that it was one of their arrows, arrow of truth. One of their artifacts went missing. They kind of convinced that a guy called Zudor took it. Apparently, quite a sketchy guy. They're pretty convinced he's a thief. They asked me to check it out in his office. Well, he kind of goes about his business there.
Oh, nothing to do with any of this.
Well, so far everything seems to be somewhat bloody linked. Small town.
Small towns. Well, perhaps they'd do us a favor if we did find the source of it then. If they really are proficient in their faith. And
Mother Johanna said that if I help her with that, she'll help me with something. It was originally going to be looking through Bellinor's room, but since we found her, maybe she might be able to help us with taking care of Bellinor.
No, go ahead, actually. You just go search her room. It'll be fine.
I mean, back at the church.
It's a joke.
Oh, sorry. Long day.
All right. I'm trying to laugh off the experience.
That's fair. It wasn't a nice feeling. I managed to get out, and I tried to help you as much as I could, but sadly, my magic didn't work.
Oh, it's pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty powerful stuff.
As you kind of see me like lean onto its head, just like sitting there.
Yeah, you notice Ghost isn't actually quite looking at you. He's kind of
yeah
pointing side of the head entirely.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
But why don't we look at settling in?
Yeah, sounds like a plan. As I'll kind of stand up to take first watch, I guess.
All right. Is anyone joining you on first watch?
Just
Do
me
we
and
want to
Obek,
double up, or
unless
do we
you
want to go singles?
It's up to you guys.
Might need. See, we've got that big fire. Maybe it's a smart plan to go doubles.
I'll join. I can't see that well in the dark, though.
Good thing it's not dark.
I think there's a.
No, but having a bright light source does make dark things feel darker.
Correct. Yeah. Cool. All right. If you guys are taking first watch, a description of your watch and a perception check, please.
Yeah, sure. So I think the everyone else is inside with Bellinor. So, but I'll probably I guess, be kind of like patrolling like this space here.
Yep.
And then just constantly coming back and checking on Bellinor. And
Sure.
Going back around. Yeah.
You-
and then just
You do a loop, like your first loop, and by the time you come back, she's got like a cloak thrown over her shoulders.
great. Yeah, cool. That's cute.
I'll no, yeah, you
And
can-
I'll keep an eye out this direction as well, where the people went.
Yep. All right. Puck, do you want to give me your description as well? We'll do both roles at the same time.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. If you're taking that half, I'll take the other half. I'll go look in all of the other houses.
Yeah, the ones
Hey.
we haven't looked at.
I've got my little dagger of light,
Uh-huh.
and I'll also spend some like a couple of minutes probably just like hanging out in the shadow away from the light to let my eyes sort of reset a little bit, and like just scanning the horizon with. I'll probably be riding Swift Scale.
Yep.
He doesn't see in the dark or anything like that, but you know if he smells anything or whatever.
Cool. Can you guys give me your perception checks, please?
Certainly can.
18.
Hey, I'm dirty 20. 19 plus 1.
Very nice. Give me a second.
What was that?
I was stretching. You'll do the jaw too, you know.
Yes.
All right. Again, all seems very quiet. Past, you can hear the crackling of the wood from this burning building, but beyond that, it seems Kira's just providing peak content for the whole campaign.
So sorry.
Quality stuff. At
um,
least we forgot about the fork.
it was
game,
more
so-
that you just described the whole sequence of getting oil and everything. I was just like, there has to be a fire on this. Anyway,
Brilliant.
you don't seem to see any movement or anything out in the shadows. Puck, you go through the rest of the buildings. And it seems like it has been abandoned, but a lot of the stuff has been preserved. So you do find 40 silver pieces. A good investment
made
return. You find 30 gold pieces.
Ooh.
This is in random buildings. You kind of poke your head in, lift up a tablecloth and stuff like that. There is a 10-foot ladder. There is a kind of like a almost thick hide jacket. It's a cold weather outfit.
Human-sized.
Yeah, I'm gonna say human, medium.
But I guess
You could everyone in this party could squeeze into it one way or another. You find 2 gems. They are both amethysts. And they are worth 20 gold each. And then finally, in a house you go through, you find a collection of books and stuff. One that stands out is the Star House of Making. That seems to be the one that is open on the table.
Cool. I will grab all of the money.
Yep.
I'm probably just gonna hang on to it for now. But I'll leave the ladder. I don't think that's gonna be very helpful. But I'll remember it's there, I guess. And the gems I will take. And I'll take the book, The
Okay.
Star House of Making.
Yep.
I'll probably just grab that and hang on to it, and I might give it a bit of a read later on or something like that.
Sure.
Actually, I probably. Well, no, I'm on duty. I'll and I'll just keep doing my investigating and.
Sure.
Yeah.
But other than that, your watch goes by without incident. If you want to hand over to the next watchers?
yeah. So yeah, I'll just we didn't really.
Nope, you're going to have to wake someone up.
Okay. I'm going to go set a pretty big day. I think I'm gonna let him rest, so I'll probably come up to Molokov and just kind of give him a tap and be like, "Hey, your turn."
And just sort of armor up and
Are you
Alright,
gonna
second.
you gonna wake anyone, Buck?
Yeah, I'll ask him as he's getting out. Do you want a second?
I sort of look at the other two and I'll let them sleep for now. Sort of gonna just I suppose I'm probably gonna do like a march up and down sort of the rail line.
Okay.
I think is going to be my sort of patrol. I can't see particularly far, so I sort of light up the shield a little bit, and as I get to like the darker portions over here,
Sure.
still not going to provide me with that much light, especially through the fog. But just sort of keeping more of an ear out, I guess.
Sure.
For any sort of trouble. Sort of giggling every time I turn back and see the fire.
I like to think Obak's sitting there, just like every time Molokov like walks back and forth past, Obak just goes like this.
You do see this fire still going, and you see that it is, again, it's not raging, it's not calming down, it's kind of just almost constant. Yeah, but give me a perception check.
Ah, yes. That's how perceivous. I still don't know. Off the top of my head.
Reese, can I ask, when you say like it's like not coming down, is it like just staying the exact same? Like it's
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna check something.
I'll see. Ah, that's a 15.
15. Cool. You move up and down the railway and acknowledging that this fire is still going. Even brushing your hand kind of against pylons every now and then, you feel that little static energy within them. Obviously, you don't slap it or anything. But outside of that, the mists seem bigger as you look out past. Well, you can't see past maybe 100 feet or so. You look up at the sky and you see this moon exactly where the sun was, almost directly. It's not like straight above you, it's like kind of just off a little bit. But it seems to be not moving through the sky. There are no stars or anything. Again, 100 feet up, it starts to get blurry as the fog is around you. But your watch goes without incident, unless you would like to do anything else during it.
Probably is in his mind, sort of like, at like either end of the other, sort of stops for a minute and starts considering some runes and looking at his shield, but he's not really nothing in particular.
Yep.
He's pondering the next day.
All right. Your watch comes to an end.
And I think I agree with Puck that Ghost has had a long day. I will just shake Hera awake.
All right. Hera, you awake?
Oh, what is it? Okay.
It's your turn.
Oh no. I won't set any more houses on fire.
Good. It's still going.
Oh. That's kind of cool.
This is very warm over there.
And
Actually, Molokov, it has lost quite a lot of its heat.
Is not okay. I did not say the last thing, but that's very weird. Creepy.
So it's still burning.
Correct.
It's lost a lot of its heat.
Creepy.
That's yes. It's a strange place we're spending the night. And I will probably stay pretty close to the building that we're in. Sort of see the fucking big house on fire.
And
No,
you only chose the second biggest house in the whole depot.
Yeah, well, you're implying that my intention was to set the house on
No,
fire.
I know. Let's get a description of your watch.
I will probably just sort of pace around, not going probably further than the direct buildings around us, like this one, this one even. Probably come back and maybe sit next to Oback for a little bit as well, and just sort of keep some company. Probably talk to Oback a little bit, just looking at him, sort of seeing the fire, and almost trying to explain myself out of it again, saying to Oback the same thing I said to the rest of them. And then I sort of drift off and, I've only ever really done a lot of theory work. This is my first time out in the field. It's quite different when you have to put things into practice. It's a lot of responsibility. Whew. What the fuck are we doing here? You don't know, do you?
Oh.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Then I suppose I will perceive my check.
All right, go for your roll.
That's an 11.
An 11. You kind of talk to Obak, and whether, you know, again, you're getting a little bit overwhelmed with all this in theory stuff. You've been awake for full days. You know, there's no resting after a class or going to the library and just flicking through a book at your own casual pace. It's kind of been go, go, go since you got off the train. And it's not until now that you kind of feel you get a chance to just catch your breath. And so you don't really take a note of what's happening around you. But it is a lot. You've done more than you thought you would since leaving the college. And now here you are sitting in the mist. You're not reading about them. You're sitting here. You look over at that fire still burning, and you think ahead of what weirdness this world could give, and what you could note down for someone else to read in the future. But as you kind of contemplate this, you hear the door click. As Ghost, you kind of get out and stretch, as you haven't really been sleeping this night as much as they left you to rest. You've had a rough sleep. You've tossed and turned, and you've kind of almost even heard everyone coming in and out from their watch. But you find yourself now awake during Hera's watch.
Good friend, it is not quite the morning.
Is there even a morning here?
Well, it's quite a good point, to be fair. Time is a bit wishy-washy, it would seem.
Do you mind if I sit?
Not at all.
Obak kind of like shuffles a bit.
Yeah, make room, Biggle.
Oh. I don't know why he's always eating, but
Constantly chewing.
yeah.
It's the same as the grass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You noticed how that light in the sky never seems to move?
You look up and you see where the sun was, a moon. You don't see the moon, you just see that bluish glow coming through. But yeah, it's in the same spot.
I think a lot of what we see in here is not quite as it seems. But then again, I do not know.
Almost doesn't feel like we're in the same place. Whole different step beyond the veil.
Maybe you're onto something. Maybe that's what happened here.
Oh, I'm just another fucking idiot who can come up with a couple of ideas.
You are an idiot. Oh, look at the fucking house that's on fire.
Well, I got myself petrified. You set the house on fire. Should we call it even?
I suppose we're people trying to be helpful, just stumbling our way around.
Trying to be helpful is an interesting concept.
Well, if I'm completely honest, I do feel a little selfish, and we're only really here to try and help ourselves. We just sort of almost got roped into helping us. You know, you do a favor, I do a favor, some backs were scratched. Now we're out here.
Still scratching each other's backs, so it seems.
Aye.
And I didn't mention before, but thank you.
Oh,
I know you were looking out for me
well,
during that fight.
never really had to do a lot of these things. It's like a bit being thrown into the deep end of the pool.
If this is the deep end, we're in the middle of the most terrifying fucking storm in the middle of the ocean. Somehow we're still breathing. Forgive me for prying, but you're very comfortable with it seems like you're very comfortable with death. Am I wrong?
Not at all. I have been around it all my life, really. Things have to die, so things have to survive. Sometimes things die for food, sometimes things die because they cannot get food. Either way, we all have our energy inside. Continues on. There will be meaning for your death and meaning for my death. Whether we know what those meanings are is another question. But who knows? But maybe that's what I can figure out.
But how did you get over it? The shock, the violence,
It does
the
still,
scary part.
it does still shock me in some cases. I have observed a lot and seen a lot of different people. I find it's the living ones that are a lot more violent than the dead ones.
Can't say I've never seen something dead do anything violent.
No, there is almost a peace in it. Regardless of how aggressive one may be, if it is not your time to go, then you'll be okay. I seem to have found that wavelength, and I've seen enough people mourn and celebrate in people's deaths, you know. There's lots of different approaches to the subject. I try to just let everything be. You know?
Let everything be. I'm gonna take a walk.
Oh, you want some company?
No, I won't go far. I'll be back.
Okay.
I'll wander off down the train line.
Okay. We will follow you. What's going on?
We're gonna.
You find yourself by yourself because so here you don't notice anything else on your watch as Ghost kind of trails off. You obviously will keep an eye on him, but not before long.
But yeah, I guess he'll probably go out of vision at some point, but I'll almost keep my ear to that direction.
Sure. Ghost, you walk along the train line, obviously not walking too far and keeping your wits about you. But you're alone. You look back and you see the depot with this crew you were with. What's going through Ghost's head? Or are you trying to do something?
Not necessarily. Gonna go as far as gonna keep walking, knowing that I'm still in sight of the depot behind me until the point that I get that shiver down the back of my spine that I'm going too far.
Yep.
Then I'm probably going to take 3 steps further forward and just find somewhere to sit down up against a rock or...
Well, there's the pylons.
Particularly damaged pylon or something, so it doesn't look like it's going to jump at me.
Yep, sure.
And and just reach in under his, beneath his shirt, and pull out a small symbol that's been sitting on a gold chain, just tucked away. Little symbol of the sovereign host.
Mm-hmm.
Take it off, actually hold it in his hands, and just sit and think and ruminate on that vision he had while he was petrified. Just not knowing whether getting over the floors of blood and the bodies of these people sitting in front of him, but that one word just echoes and repeats in the back of his mind: rage. And he can't. He's trying to figure out what that rage is. It's his, someone else's. It's something he does or will do, or something he's meant to stop, whether it was real or not. Just sits there and ruminates on it for a good half hour, just losing track of time.
Sure. As you think of it, and you think of your mentor and the words he has said to you in the past, one of his big lessons were not to take things at face value. You're repeating this word rage in your head because you heard it whispered from behind you by something that was shadowing you. But if you apply his lessons to it, the word doesn't have to mean bad. It doesn't have to mean evil. You've heard of kings that have, in their rage, has restarted the economy of their kingdoms. You can swap the word out for passion, but at the same time, rage is what started the war. Rage is what tore through villages. And you find yourself thinking words can have more meaning than their face value. But as you come out of your thoughts, you still find yourself by yourself leaning up against this pylon. The clouds and the mists are starting to get a bit of a red tinge to them. That orb in the sky has not moved, but it starts to lose its blue hue as it starts to become the orange of a rising sun. Can you give me before you, as you kind of look up and think, this is a tough one, a history check with disadvantage.
These dice came as a set, and they have a habit of rolling the same number twice. History check, that's 2 12s for a total of 16.
You look up at the sky at this circle, this orb, and for some reason the thought comes across of that day, the day of the morning, the day that created the Mornlands. And to the best of your knowledge, or by all accounts of what you've read afterwards, it seemed to happen early afternoon.
Pull out. Would I have it on me? Yeah, I probably would. I probably would have tucked that orb, just the compass orb, into my belt.
Yeah.
Pull that out, find north, look
Yeah.
back up again. Seems like early afternoon.
It's not directly above you, it's about just off.
Like we're stuck in time. Strange. Perhaps these mists aren't so dark after all. Just stuck. get back up.
Make your way back.
Put the on. Walk my way back.
All right. As you approach the town, or the huts, Hero, you've kind of given your final stretch, and you start to see that the sky is starting to change from a blue to an orange, and everyone else starts to stir as they awaken, and you can all take a long rest.
Lost my first hit points of the campaign.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Should take my
For the first time, I'm gonna change my prepared spells.
Oh.
Like a real caster. None of this fucking Gazlo shit.
A legend that wisps away on the wind. A story from a foreign land.
Hey, we know old mates here. Somewhere.
I dream of genie.
I dream of genie.
No, well, fuck the old guy. Why can I not remember?
The old guy.
I'll need to find the notes.
Yeah.
Remember he was telling the story at the end, and there was an airship.
Yes.
Anyway,
Silda.
yes.
Sildar. Was it Sildar or
But that might have been many a year ago.
Anyway,
the old guy in the shop who started with B, Bartham.
Bartham, yeah.
Bartham.
His first name's Silda.
Sildar Bartham.
Anyway, as you wake up, the day is yours. You see Ghost coming back in from the edge of town.
Kind of bags under his eyes a little bit, but
Oh, my friend.
Thought we'd let you have a sleep.
say that again.
I thought we'd let you have a sleep.
I was found it hard. Thought I'd get up early, do some ruminating. Surprisingly, I feel a lot better.
Good. So do I. Does everyone else feel refreshed?
The silence is deafening.
Yes.
DM, should I take a point of exhaustion or?
No. You can still get that long rest. That's fine.
Just in and out of sleep, I think.
Yeah. It was a rough sleep, but it was still an uneventful 8 hours.
Yeah, it's like sleeping when you're a little too drunk at a party. There's still lots of noise going on. You still actually kind of hear everything that happens, and just kind of.
Molokov, you mentioned last night you might have a way to aid in transporting our frozen friend.
Yeah.
I realized I was talking for ages and my mic was off.
Oh.
I was like, what? Yeah, I'll just I think the first thing I'll just do is I would like to get my rope from my backpack.
Okay.
Just kind of like tie it round a little bit of like Obek's saddle.
Okay.
So it's nice and taut, and then kind of like tie it to the head of the basilisk. I don't know, maybe like.
Sure. Are you wanting to Obek to carry it or to drag it?
I think I'm just going to drag. I don't think I'm going to make it carry it the whole way out. So
Okay.
it will be a drag stitch.
Okay. No worries. Swift Scale's here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming that's why I kind of want to keep the skin on, because if it does get a bit of wear and tear, it's not destroying the bone of the skull. It's destroying more of like the.
I understand.
Scaling and stuff.
Cool. All right. You hitch that to Obek and it sits behind him. Obek is quite strong. He can pull it by himself. It'll slow him down a little bit, but nothing too.
I'm not going to ride him as well.
Right.
I'm not going to give him some extra weight. I'm just going to let him take that, and then I'll probably take off my backpack and put it on me. So
Okay.
He's got all his strength for that.
Sure.
And I can carry the rest of the load.
Sure.
This is a team effort. You know that, homies.
All right. As you are roping up that, what's everyone else doing?
I suppose I get to get it ready. And I'll head down to our frozen elven friend.
Sure. She stays lying down, still in the same pose.
Cool. And I'll sort of kneel down next to her, and this will take 10 minutes to cast it ritually. But I sort of flip the shield upside down, and where I've got the rune that I use to bring the shield back to me, I sort of pull out some, various small vials, and with different ones of them start just drawing some new runes around the edge, sort of like sparking and lighting them up, and like sort of letting the fuse lines draw different runes burnt onto it, and then sort of flip it over, do the same thing a few more times, and I'm ritually casting Tensor's floating disc.
Oh, yes.
And at the end of it, I sort of stand back, and the shield almost has this like arcane, almost table that appears over it that just gives it that a bit more of a base. And I sort of stand back and let go, and it's left floating there a few feet off the ground.
Love it.
Oh my god, we've got a gurney. We are true doctors.
All right. As you do that and you get the disc up, I'm assuming you're putting Bellinor up on the.
Yep. If I can achieve that on my own.
Might take some wrangling, and maybe someone gives you a hand, but yeah, you get her up on the disc.
Wonderful.
Right, are we ready to set off back to town?
Sort of like come out leading her by the foot.
Yep.
Just
Doesn't the disc follow you?
I think it does, but I also imagine you can like move it around like a wheelbarrow.
Yep.
Oh yeah, sure.
As I will pull out the little bit of bag of spice I have left.
Yep.
And put it to Obar's snout. Let me
Sure.
have a good whiff.
Gives a big snort, and then just like looks at you and gives a nod and starts heading west.
Cool. Right, well, have each other's backs. Still might not be a safe path home, but be careful. So I'll start walking off alongside Obar.
All right. Is everyone following, or is anyone else doing anything before we leave?
I think I was going to get a blanket because I burnt my old one, so I probably grabbed one before the night.
You can grab one or two, or however many you want.
Just one's
Just
good.
one.
One's good.
Good.
Is
Oh,
that
actually,
fire
next-
still going?
He's got a saddle blanket.
Say again.
Is that fire still going?
It is.
It feels like
Have we
time doesn't pass in here. The food doesn't rot. The structure doesn't properly burn down. The sun doesn't move.
It's strange.
Bodies don't decay. I wonder if you were to stay in here, would you age?
what you're saying is I'm invincible.
Well, no.
I
Maybe
wouldn't
to the
put it
passage
that
of
far.
time, but that basilisk certainly wasn't invincible.
In that context, though,
Yes,
then
no.
there'll be people lingering around us that don't even know that they're past decades old. Centuries.
Just a thought.
There's two funny things that come to my mind. Shared a similar thought. Fuck. The first was, if you get petrified in a place where time stands still, do you have to face some serious consequences when you leave that space? And the second was, what happens if you do die in a place like this? You're already stuck in time. Can you move on? That one's irrelevant, though. First point. May have to watch out for our friend there as we leave.
Can't have been here long. We saw him
No.
before we left for the camp, so
I'm not 100% sure how petrification works, but
Also, I have a kind of interesting question. Who's she posing to? She's telling someone to be quiet, but no one was there. She was camping alone.
There was only one bedroll. Maybe she came in with someone who abandoned her.
Perhaps the man we seen earlier by the tracks.
Or possibly
Maybe
could have
coming
just
back.
happened as soon as we arrived.
Seen the large beast and its tail and thought, fuck this.
I'm sure
Yeah,
she'll
quite possibly.
enlighten us once we.
But there was only one bedroll.
Curious.
Maybe her friends does not sleep.
Quite possibly, if it was a Warforged, like you suggested before, could have been the party that they're with earlier. Maybe they weren't here to find Silver, they could have been coming back to find her.
I
I was not talking about those friends, but yes, that's a good point.
didn't get the feeling they were lying to us.
I didn't either. I still don't trust them, but it's
I think our best bet of understanding this is getting her home and hearing it from her mouth.
I agree.
Yes, I suppose she's already heard all of our questions, haven't you?
You look at the body on the floating shield.
Hmm.
and at least you're helping us get home. Sort of toss the compass up and down in my hand.
Well,
She's smarter than a whole lot of us. We should have done something like this.
Hey, I've got an ox, and Obak's doing a great job. Don't take that away.
As Obak is already walking off, and you kind of,
I'm gonna hop on Swift Scale. I'm gonna kind of scout out ahead,
okay.
trying to.
Huck, you just quickly, you grabbed all of
I've got it.
yeah, you've got all this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just I left the bedroll there, but
Oh, well, I'll probably grab that and chuck it on the disc, on the Tensors floating disc.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just load
Oh,
it all
speaking
up.
I was going to say before you go off to the storage shed, and I'll kind of poke my nose in and go, "Oh yeah, I need one of those." And if I can find one, I'll take a bedroll myself. I don't have a
Absolutely.
bed.
Absolutely, you can add a bedroll.
It'll disappear into the endless space inside the briefcase.
I like it. All right, so as you get all your stuff together and leave the town behind you, one look back and you still see that straight line of smoke going up into the sky. A few burning questions as well riddle the party about a couple of different things. But as we head back to Vathrond, we will end the session there
Ooh.
and pick that up next time and maybe have some answers.
Perhaps.